I got a Boss 302, and it's fast, and bye.
I'm Trent Goodwin, and I'm with the Comp Performance Group. We're here at the Street Machine Nationals in St. Paul, Minnesota, showcasing our products. We carry everything from the valve train of your car to the transmission. We cover the spectrum of powertrain parts. So, everything from your camshaft, lifters, rocker arms, timing sets, all your internal components for your engine, all the way down to nitrous items. If you run nitrous, fuel injection, we got fast EFI, we got ignition products off the Fast brand as well, quartermaster clutches, Inglis induction, TCI, which covers transmissions and torque converters. Like I said, we cover everything, the whole spectrum from throttle body to your transmission. Here at the Street Machine Nationals, there are just so many cars, but there are some that catch your eye, and one of them is a blown Willys. You know, you see a lot of Willys cars out there that might be a fiberglass kit car. Well, in our area, in our VIP section, we actually have a 4-door, all-steel blown Willys that is beautiful.
Leanne Skank.
My name is Grant Skank.
And this is our 1937 Willys 4-door sedan. The car was found in Minnesota through the line chaser, the MSRA line chaser.
My sole intentions were to resell the title and make a little profit. Profit's not a dirty word. So I was going to sell the title. My wife fell in love with it. She liked the 4-door. She liked the family idea. It's a 37 Willys with a 41 front. And it took me 10 years to build it in a 2-stall garage.
When he brought it home, I said to him, Grant, it's got to be red. It's a Willys, it'll look cool red, and it also has to have a blower on it.
The doors in 1937, it took me one winter to get the doors to hinge the way they are. Originally in 1937, they hinged the other way. So I had to make everything sturdy. It's just not putting metal in and putting hinges on it. Then everything got so wobbly, so then all of a sudden you got to reinforce. Like the back doors, it's got a piece of metal that goes all the way around the backs of both doors so they can actually hinge properly. Like the firewall, I moved back 18 inches. The Hemi came from a 1957 Chrysler Imperial I found out in a farmyard. The engine itself was stuck. We literally had to take a hole saw and hole saw the pistons out and then chip away the pistons from the wall. But we got it bored out, 30 over. Got some good TCI products in the transmission. It's a 400 turbo transmission, hardened input shaft, dry shafts all smoothed out. You know, sometimes it gets one of those points where you find yourself having more time than you do money. So I find myself grinding welds and then re-welding, you know, some of the welds, if there's a crack, you know, I'd weld it up, grind it, pick up a gallon of Bondo and smooth things out. So the whole frame is welded, smooth. I've got it all boxed up. I know one winter my son and I spent all winter, we took a bunch of bolts, stainless steel bolts, not welded, we actually ground the head smooth and spent all winter just taking all the fasteners, all the stainless steel fasteners and just polishing all the fasteners on it. Is it a labor of love or is it a labor of insanity?
Building cars like this and any of our other cars that we have at home have always been an addiction for my husband. And actually, it's good for him. It's nice because he can go out to the shop, he can work, get things done. Sometimes I say, are you going out to the shop tonight? Get out, go, get out to the shop and work. He likes to do that. It's kind of his therapy from work. And what I like most about the 37 Willys is it's fast, it sounds cool. When we're driving around the event and it surges, I love the sound of the blower and the surging. It's just a fun car.
Larry Dora, this is my 67 Plymouth Satellite convertible. Got a 2007 fuel injected 6.1 Hemi in it with an overdrive transmission. The fenders, it's got Dodge fenders on the front with a Dodge grill with hideaway headlights. The rockers have been lowered, the rocker panels, the quarters have been extended, the back taillights are handmade, the front bumpers and rear bumpers been tucked in and modified to fit nice and tight like they should have in the first place. And we were looking for a color to paint the car, and I was walking around and I had a Bud Light beer can, and I looked down and I said, that's it, blue and silver, that's what I want. So I found a Toyota truck that had Speedway blue on it, and it matched the color that I wanted, and then we used an ultra silver for the silver stripe on it. Came out looking good. The body is really straight, which took a lot of hours of block sand, and goes down the road and drives so nice. It's just kind of a labor of love.
My name is Bo Vesho. I own Vesho's Customizing up in Rogers, Minnesota. Today here we're looking at our good customer's 63 Nova convertible. Brought it in the shop. He actually stopped in the shop with a little mini bike that he wanted to paint, and then he saw all the cars in the shop and kind of got excited and bought this thing, and then we tore it all apart and just made this cool custom. So it's a air ride suspension, all new interior. We've got the Kindigit door handles in there, Rushforth custom wheels made for it, LS3 430 horse that we put in there, custom gauges and set up in the dash, classic instruments in there, and yeah, we did some custom paint touches with the bumpers, got rid of the chrome, did some of this flat clear on the bumpers and paint accents. So just trying to get a little outside, get a little different.
Hi, I'm Eric Miller from Minneapolis. This is my truck Casper. It's an 86 Chevy C10 short wheelbase. We brought it up from California and completely redid it from the ground up. Was lowered 6 inches in the front, 8 inches in the rear. So it's definitely shorter than it had been when it started out life. And it has a heart transplant. This is a 6-liter LS V8, making about 530 horsepower in its current form, backed by a 6-speed automatic transmission. So even though this vehicle started out life with about 160 horsepower, now it's about 3 times that. Still gets the same gas mileage, still is a little bit easier to live with, being fuel injected. So it behaves itself, it's a lot of fun. So it's the modern conveniences in an old school platform. We've shown this truck in Texas a couple times. This is the first time that we've shown it in its home state of Minnesota. My company, Square Body Specialists, this is what we do. This is kind of one of the higher profile builds. Typically we just restore them stock. It's a lot of fun. People can relate to it. These are starting to gain in popularity as people who fondly remember them are kind of recapturing their youth, and this is what they're looking for. They're getting harder to find in nice shape, but it is a lot of fun to talk to people who either used to own them or maybe they still have one and would like to fix it up. And we talk about different things that we've incorporated with this truck that maybe they can incorporate into their own.
Hi, my name is Jesse Osborne. This is my 1959 Cadillac named Gambler. I actually bought this car in pieces. It was actually off of rotisserie and straight metal with just a bucket of parts. I built it 2 years ago for SEMA, and it was actually featured at the McGuire's booth in 2015 SEMA show. It's actually a House of Color paint, candy with custom fade going along the whole body, one-off wheels, the engine's done, the interior is 100% custom. Didn't want to go too extensive on it because it is a 1959 Cadillac convertible. Kind of put my touch to it. With the paint, what it ended up being is a process of base coat with a prism metajewels, black with metajewels, and then we did a custom fade along the whole body line, and then candied over the whole thing. What you'll see is, you'll see the red fade across this, and then with the pinstripe, it was actually all done in gold. So what you're seeing is the gold metallics from the candy tint.
Hi, my name is Joshua Norris. I own a 1967 Chevy Nova. I've been building for 10 plus years. It's got a 434 cubic inch small block Chev with a Hillborn electronic fuel injection on it, and it's controlled by a Holley HP computer. It's basically the same setup as kind of like an LS motor. It's got a Ford 9-inch with 911s, mini tubbed with 15 by 10 wheels on the back, turbo 400 with a gear vendors overdrive unit on it. It's got a Chassis Works front clip, which is the front suspension, basically a Mustang 2 style suspension. The color is Blue Blood Red, made by House of Color. I've been coming to a show here called MSRA Back to the 50s with my dad since I've been probably 6. I just kind of grew up around cars and drag racing, just really enjoy it, and just kind of happy to share my experience with everybody.